What is up, my dudes? It's Pacman here, and today I'm bringing you guys another episode of ANALYSED Analysis, the show where I take your footage, do a little VOD style review of it, and show you where you can best improve. So today we're looking at Gilbert.GHB, currently playing around Gold 3, wants to know what he needs to do in order to take that next step and move into the Platinum region, and potentially get into competitive somewhere down the line. So hopefully I can spot a few things today in your game, bro, and yeah, help you out and point you in the right direction. If anyone is looking for instructions on how to get featured on this show, check in the description below. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. Boom. Launch. So we got Castle first up. Underrated op. Can be used very poorly, though. Can almost hinder things if not used correctly. That's a fine Castle, the first one. Not bad. Don't love this one, to be completely honest. I think you'll be better served... Oh, how do I pause? Yeah, I think you'd be better served putting it on this door here, and then putting an ADS there to protect it, right? So that you can have someone playing in a shower. It's a little bit harder to get rid of it. Whereas being on the window out there, same goes for this as well, but being on the window out there can just easily be sledged or Sophia charged or whatever. It's not very hard for them to just get rid of it, or can even just be punched out. There's no real danger for them. Putting it here with an ADS there makes it a little bit more difficult. So maybe consider doing that sometime or next time. This one's fine though. That window there in showers. Showers is a tough place to hold, but it's imperative. So that castle there is not the worst idea. This one again, don't really love this. You might be better placed putting that on the bull door potentially. They're just too easy to take off otherwise. The bull ones, it's easier. It's not as it's not impossible for them to take off, but they leave themselves exposed to shack stairs and stuff like that while trying to deal with the castle barricade. So potentially. So I know castle does have a decent amount of utility to place, but again, 40 seconds into the round, you've still got one reinforcement. Yeah, so you're still setting up, and it's nearly a full 45 seconds into the round. That's a problem. Like I've said in a previous video, the best way to basically speed it up is just play castle on this site for multiple times. Play it for every time you get this site. Just play castle just for a little bit, and just know exactly where you need to go to put up all your utility, and you'll just get faster at that. So you'll just know as soon as the round starts, boom, go. Because castle does have a decent amount. Really, it's 3 windows plus 2 barricades and a bulletproof. You can use the impacts if you want, but yeah, it's quite a lot, so you really need to be efficient. Okay, you've got a thermite here. Don't love this this angle you're holding right now. I think it's a bit unnecessary. Yeah, because you can easily just get quick peeked off. It's very commonplace for someone to be and peek out and die. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. So you do have a mic. That was the first thing you said all round. A little bit more communication. Yeah, that angle there, you don't want to play that, like just stagnantly holding an angle, especially somewhere where these guys are going to be bopping and weaving on bull on the head glitch. It's not a great idea, to be completely honest with you. You'd be better off sitting behind it, playing the queue and peeking in and out of that. To the door to check for it. Wait for them to push. Because now it's gone all the way from... Yeah, all the way from a... Was it a 3v2, 4v2? Down to a 1v1. So, if I were you as well, right here, you do have a mic. I would be communicating with this guy. I would tell him he's crouch peeking. He's more towards the reinforced wall. Towards the bomb. He's like on the bomb. Now he's peeking showers. He's gone back out the door. Like that's what I would be saying. He's gone back in. Now he's pushing in. His ADS. He's sprinting. Blah, blah, blah. Pushing into showers. That's what I would be doing throughout that period. Just trying to give Stir Fry 258 as much as best you can. Give him good information so that he knows more that's going on. A ping doesn't really do much because soon, it helps obviously, but once you get a ping and then they can just run and move off it, so you don't get too much. That's unfortunate as well. I was too busy talking, but let's look at this. At this point, right here, you're in 15 seconds left. The Valk really should be doing what she can to get out. He might have been still holding the angle there, but yeah, you know, this is really the Valk's round to lose at this point. Yeah, it's not ideal. Hip firing either. Because if she just stayed alive one more second, or if she managed to sprint across and get out of the door, the round was done. But again, giving her that information that the Buck's pushing, he's pushing, she could have readjusted and just held the rotation or something like that, potentially. Again, a bit faster this time. Still 2 reinforcements though, the round's begun, 15 seconds in. A little bit more speed there in the setup. Go a long way. Because, like, for most rounds, right, setting up, being however late you are now, 30 seconds or 40 seconds by the time it's done, being that far into a round while still reinforcing, like, in this specific situation might not matter, but if a team notices that, and especially as you start to creep up higher and they decide to just, you know, launch and rush at the site, and you're kind of still caught with your twiddling your fingers, as they say, then it can become an issue. Anything you need to be careful of here, bro, is you're not really watching anything, are you? Like, you're alive, and that's important, but you've been in the same spot for the majority of the round, but you're not really, like, watching anything. Now you're getting a little bit, yeah, you're starting to watch that. But even with this, you don't want to be stood up waiting for the angle, right? You don't want to be stood up like that. You want to be using the bulletproof, like, the Goyo shield, like it's designed to be used by sitting down and being ADS'd in, looking through one of the gaps, and waiting to spot an enemy, and then peeking out and killing. Peek is advantage. It's a really, really big thing in Siege, so you want to make sure that you're abusing that. And long story short, like, as if you don't abuse it, you will get just dumpstered by people. And that is another quick thing that I wanted to touch on there. Mechanics. Obviously, it's still early. We'll still there's still time to see improvement in terms of your mechanics, so we'll have a look and see how you go. But that's one thing that I have picked up on so far. Your mechanical skill is what's really going to be holding you back. Guys, one thing I wanted to mention as well, the last video I posted, some of you guys were pretty brutal in the comments to the kid that sent in his footage to be reviewed. And just remember that, like, people send in their footage here because they're looking to improve, right? Not because they're looking to show off. It's because they want to get better. Right, and like that's what we're all about here. So, you know, being toxic and, you know, saying this guy's trash, blah blah blah. Like, there's nothing constructive about that. It's a really bad way to approach life, really, man. Like, you know, you need to just make sure that when we're helping each other out, we're supporting each other, because that's what this channel is. So if you're not about that, just close the video down. I don't really care. Like, just get out of here. I will start banning people with negativity in the comments. We ain't got no time for that. Again, dude, it's like your crosshair placement's a bit funky, right? You're aiming very low, but I'm not sure exactly what's the issue with this, but I think mechanics is something that you could definitely improve on. Mechanics is, if you know that mechanics are what are causing you issue, because you're playing relatively smart, you understand where they're supposed to be coming from, you know. But if it's your mechanics that are holding you back, that's probably the best thing that could be holding you back, because it's so easily fixed. You just work on your mechanics. You start playing way more T-hunts, you know, and go into private matches and practice quick peeking and leaning, and, you know, I'm making sure, like, that's a nice shot. That guy ducked into the headshot, but I think mechanically, like, you're not really leaning the right ways and stuff. You're very slow. Like, mechanically speaking, it could be a way for you to see a big jump and improvement if that's what you put your focus on. Playing T-hunts, practicing your quick peeking, crosshair placement, just being mindful of your crosshair placement. Yeah, things like that. It's so weird seeing people, like, play. Like, I have never walked on that roof. You know, I just, you almost forget it's even a thing, because it just never comes into my, I never do that. I always push from, basically every time I'll either push from west or east, depending on which side. Like if they're on laundry, I'll push from the east, usually from bull. And then if they're on the other side, then I'll push from west. So like seeing someone on the roof just really trips me out. That's the thing as well, what you need to remember, and it's a huge thing on attack. I feel like I say it every game, but what are you trying to achieve here? It's something that you need to kind of always be asking yourself on attack. Like, am I actually doing something that's beneficial to the team and to what the team's trying to do? Very potentially. You know, you could go on here to get a couple frags, like to, you know, but realistically, right now, like your team isn't, you're pushing in a different way to your team. Nothing necessarily inherently wrong with that, but just always try and keep that in the back of your mind. What's my objective here? What am I doing? Are you focusing on this one lesion? Is that what you're looking for? That's fine, but just keep it in your mind. Never turn your back to a gunfight, bro. Just a good habit to get into is to always, even when you're backing out, just reverse, you know, back out, but keep looking at the way that you can get pushed and save your deaths. Nice pick on the Jaeger. That wasn't the lesion. So the lesion was still alive though. Came up in the kill feed. Probably rotated down. Could be coming shark. Yep. Got the job done. Nicely played, man. In the end, that's what I mean. Like, in the end, it worked out pretty well there. You actually did come in and get the 2 clutch kills to finish off the round. But just be cautious of it. It's something that a lot of people do, where they don't really know what they're doing in terms of where they want to attack, or how they want to push a site, or what they want to do. They just kind of like twiddle around and, you know, open a barricade and hold down ADS the whole time, hold angles and stuff like that. Make sure you're pushing objective and you're trying to get your ticking boxes along the way. Back on the roof we go. Let's see if you go for that same push. You should probably just spawn the other side if you're going to go there. Saves time. Saves that 30 seconds at the start of the round. Alright. So you're going for this piano player again. I'm not going to lie, Mr. Gilbert. Don't love this push. Don't love it. It's just not... Like, it worked out that last round. But I just don't think it adds enough value to the team. I think I'd rather see you pushing with that line. You know, trying to get control of dorms and keep control of showers. Like, that's a huge thing that a Blackbeard can do. They can, most people, it's always recommended not to just sit on angles and aim and wait, because of like what happened to you in the first round. They can peek out and take a shot. Whereas Blackbeard, obviously you get that 2 or 3 bullets of an advantage, so you can sit and hold an angle as a Blackbeard. It's what he's made for. So rather than pushing like this, you still can use them like this. It can be effective, but rather than that, maybe if you were on the other side, the west side there, at the window, and just hold down the showers rotation, because you can just sit there and exactly like you are now, and they can't really do a whole lot about it. You punish anyone that tries to rotate through showers, and then that's a much more effective way to use Blackbeard in this situation, rather than what you're doing here. I'd be changing my shield, by the way, bro. Wouldn't have mattered. You got the body shot. Good effort, bro. Good effort. Yeah. Maybe just look at how you're approaching. Blackbeard's not really designed for pushing like that. Like, you can use him as that. Obviously, he's still an operator. He still gets killed, but he's very slow. His ADS is very slow. You know, it's not really designed for that. Siege is all about like that speed, like, you know, when you're running through. That's why everyone loves Ash. 3 speed, you can duck and dive and weave. Whereas Blackbeard is much more. He's definitely designed more so to just hold down rotations and cut off lines of sight. You know, like on consulate CEO windows. That's why Blackbeard plays up there, because he can close off a load of the map. He can stop you rotating through a load of the map. It cuts off the connector rotate, cuts off long desk rotate, like cuts off a lot of different rotates. And that's how you should probably try to use Blackbeard a little more. I'm not a Blackbeard expert, to be honest. I've always kind of hated the operator. Not when I just started playing Siege first, though. But try using him in that way rather than as someone to push, right? Like Finker, you can push if you want to. But with Blackbeard specifically, use him to try and cut off enemy rotations, right? Clunk yourself down, crouch down, and aim down a hallway, and that is now your hallway. You own that real estate. All right, let's see what we got. Running the Capital. My man's got the season pass. Man of culture, as a couple of you guys like to say in the comments. You're doing the exact same push, it looks like. Looks like that's what you want to do anyway. The issue with that push right there is you can just, it's so hard, it's so easy for the enemy team to just like punish you for going through that route. Like, you just got obviously the piano stairs door, and then the window at the top of Shark, and they can just like peek out and shoot you down from multiple ways. I don't really like pushing from it. Alright. So what's the agenda? What are you thinking? You're thinking get into Bull right now, leap through the window and frag the Legion. He's holding your angle. You could potentially just jump in and pre-fire that though. That's probably what I would do in that situation. Peek his advantage. Boom, yeah. Oh, keep going. That's unfortunate. That sucks. Kind of fits in nicely with what I was saying earlier, bro, about the mechanical side. You know, for your rank, for Gold 3 to be wanting to push into Platinum and stuff, like, it only gets a lot stronger. Through here, people miss less and less bullets. So mechanics is definitely something that guy could probably use a bit of help with too. But mechanics is definitely something that you can work on. Get into T-Hunt, bro. Get in and smash T-Hunt. 10 T-Hunts per day before you start. Just get in there, run Ash or whatever you want, and just run around and only try for headshots. Don't try for body shots. Just headshots the whole way through. And doing even just that will just make you so much more confident in your shooting ability. And then also practicing quick peeking in and out of corners. And practicing which way you're leaning, like taking corners leaned in, and then moving into a crouch position as you go through a doorway. All of those little like kind of mechanical benefits will do you the world of good, bro. It'll make a huge difference for you. I can tell. That's what's holding you back right now. It's not game sense. To be honest, like that little push you're doing there, it's not great. I'd cut that one out and just go for more streamlined pushes with your team. Make sure you're communicating, bro, because that's a big thing. You've said 4 or 5 different things, got the job done. But you only said about 4 or 5 different small call-outs throughout that entire game. I get that it is solo queue, but you really got to step up that communication, bro. That's another one. So biggest things for you, bro. Biggest things. Would be make sure that you're smashing T-Hunts, T-Hunt all day. It will just increase, like your 2 deaths there would have been 2 kills most likely if you just had slightly better mechanics. If you were a little bit stronger on the gun, you would have finished 5-1, if not even more, right? So it's going to be huge. Practicing your quick peeking, your leaning. Different things like that. Just working on your overall mechanics. If you want help with it, watch the best do it. Like look at guys like BELLOW, obviously, even just Pengu. Just check out some of their YouTube videos and watch them. Watch the way they move and how they operate. Or go flick into a streamer, a champion streamer, and just try and emulate what you see them doing. Because that's something that's really going to be holding you back. I'd be very cautious about not communicating. You're not using your mic anywhere near as much as you need to, especially if you want to consistently win games. If your team isn't going to talk that much, it kind of falls on you to keep that communication up. And that's just as an individual. If you want to get better and you want to do better in your solo queuing, you need to be using your mic and be the guy that's just consistently talking to people throughout games, making call outs, the whole thing. Yeah, and they're the two biggest things. And then I would also, the mechanics will solve this last part that I wanted to talk about, which is just confidence. You looked a little bit unconfident out there, and a lot of that comes down, like we always say, like the reason that people get unconfident is because they're unpracticed. They're not confident in their ability to go out there and perform. So how do you get more confident? Well, confidence comes with practice. So practice your mechanics and gun skill, then you'll be more confident in game, right? And that's a huge thing. You look a little bit scared out there at times. So mechanics is the first thing. If you just throw everything else behind, like out the window, what I just said, just go practice your mechanics. That's what you need to work on, bro. Okay. So there you have it, my dudes. Gilbert, thank you so much for sending in the footage, bro. I wish you all the best with the rest of your journey, and be sure to keep me updated from time to time. For everyone else, I really hope you enjoyed the video and you could pull a couple of nuggets of information, maybe implement it into your own game. I'm sorry if anyone noticed that I'm feeling a little bit, looking a bit tired or a little bit groggy today. It's actually my brother's 21st weekend, so his 21st was a few nights ago. So we've definitely been having a few too many beers this weekend, and we'll probably have a few more. So big shout out to you, Jamie. Happy birthday. Not that you watch my videos anyway, but it's the thought that counts. And yeah, I really hope you guys, have a great weekend. I hope everyone's still staying safe. Crazy times, but hopefully we're coming to an end. And yeah, without wasting any more time, I will see you in the next one. Peace.